What's going on YouTube? This is Fish Freak Phil. I'm bringing you a quick video on my Coralvue Hydros Control 4. Just started using it. It's been less than a week and I got a couple more things from my local LFS. Shout out to Caribbean Forest. I added two water sensors. I'm going to use one as a low level sensor and one as a high level sensor. And I also got another wireless device. Now the wireless device is actually each wireless plug, if you will, that has 4 plugs in them. So we're gonna go ahead and start kind of setting this up. Just to do a quick little mini unboxing for you. This is what the you see here. This is what the sensor looks like, and nothing crazy. I've unpackaged one of them already, but yeah, this is pretty much goes into one of the sense ports. Well, this one will be going in as, I'll be using this one as the low level sensor, and this will be going my auto top off. So let's go ahead and kind of set this up, and we'll kind of show you how I go about setting it up actually in the Hydros app and linking everything together. Hey, so I'm going to go ahead and, this is my auto top off bucket, and this is going to be the low level sensor. I use the, got the name of the auto top off I use. Anyway, I'm putting it just slightly above the level of the pump so that I get an alert every time the water gets down there versus wearing out my pump. The pump will shut off after running for over a few minutes, but over time that'll wear it out. So by putting this low level sensor in that, it's going to help one, notify me that I need to put more water in there, but secondly, extend the life of my pump. So I'm going to go ahead and if I can find a better way to do this, is kind of drop this in here. And let's see. Boom, there we go. And right about there is kind of where I want to do it. And so, if you can see here, these are the sense ports that I'm going to be connecting to the level sense, the water levels to sensors to. And this is for the low one, so I'm gonna make this one, actually, if I can put this down for a second here. So this is for the low water sensor, and I'm gonna set that up as, I think, number 2, because number 1 is the one for the temperature. See, the probes are for ORP and ORP and pH. So I already have pH, and eventually I get one for ORP I can use therefore. But I'm just gonna don't need all this excess wire. So you can see my little nest of wires in here. So I try my best to kind of keep things a little tidier. And so now these are kind of notched out with little, this might be better. The little notched out with little, it's notched out with little holes, pegs for the sensor, for the sense port. And you can't, it's very hard to mess that up. So, but let me go ahead and put this in here. And this is gonna go into number 2. Match that up, like I said, it's hard to put that in incorrectly. And then screw this in. And then I had already set up my high level water sensor. And let me show you where let me screw this in and I can show you where I put that. Take this off. and secure that. Okay, perfect. So let me show you kind of where I have these other sensors. So the high water level sensor is right here. So just in case, and I have the Tunzi, I think it's the 2155 or 5155. I forgot the number it was, but it has the optical sensor and it has the float switch. But in the event that this were to get stuck or something like this, and the water kept flowing, that's basically my last line of defense. But now with this float high water float sensor, what I'm going to do is attach the I'm going to set this up connected to my auto top off. So when it goes here, it knows to shut off the device. So that's kind of like my last line of defense. So pretty much well, actually going to be great in terms of making sure I don't flood things. At least my auto top off doesn't. And since now I have these kind of hooked up in here, I'm going to grab my other phone and I will kind of show you how I do things in the app. Alright guys, this is the app. It's pretty, I guess, I really like the way it looks. I have I guess just like regular phones, you can have the dark view versus light view look of things. I like the dark view, or you can click on the three dots here and have different options, and I have it on a dark theme, but I guess you could change it to light theme, trying to change things up. I think I might just leave it on this because it might just be easier for you guys to see, I think, while I go through and set this up. So first thing we're going to do is let me just show you around the app a little bit. Now these are just water modes, and you can kind of set things up in terms of like how you want them to behave based on the water mode, or the mode that it's in. Right now it's in normal. There's a feeding and there's a water change. And these are the inputs right here. This is my pH, and that is temperature. Now you can change the way they look. Right now these are that's the tile view. So you can change it to text, or you can change it to graph. And boom, there we go. And these are the outputs. Right now I have my auto doser and the heat controller on there. And I have Wi-Fi devices. I have the one power strip on here. I'll be adding a second one. For right now, we're going to go through and add the two inputs, the two sensors, the low-level sensor and the high-water sensor, as well as the auto top-off. Now, when I originally set this up, I set it up kind of without using the sense ports, without using the sensors, because I'm using the Tunzi, I think it's the 2155, that has the optical sensor and a float switch. So I didn't really worry too much in regards to it basically controlling itself. But what I'm going to be doing is adding these to kind of safeguard, like I said earlier, in the system. But so the first thing I'm going to do is let me just switch this back to tile view. I like the tile view for this. So to add the sensors, what you do is come and hit the three dots here, and you do add new input. And this one is going to be the low level, call it top off. Now you only have to get 16 characters to go into this part here. I think that should be, I mean, for most part it seems to be enough, at least for my needs. So you hit create, and this is the type. So these are, I guess, the ports or whatever ports that you're using. I guess you can hook up your Alcatronic if you have it, but since we're going to be using the Sense port, that's what we select. And because port 2, Sense port 2 is the next one that's not used, it automatically comes up. But you can choose which one you actually have it hooked up to. But we're going to be using port 2 for that one, because that's the one I hooked up for the lower one. And this is going to be a water level, and the skimmer level, there's flow, sensor, and all the different ones in here, but we're looking for a water level. And then we're going to click upload changes, going through and uploading those changes, and it's done. Then you click the back button here, and then there it is, low level, top off, wet. And we're going to go and add the new input and add the, I'm going to call it tank water high, or tank level high. Yeah, tank level high is fine. Create that one, and this is going to be a sense port again. And it automatically goes to the third one because that's the next one in line. If I had it plugged into the fourth one, I can select the fourth one, but I already know it's in sense port 3. And then the sense mode is going to be water level. And then I'm going to click upload changes. And that's done. Click the back button, and now I have tank level high and my low level top off. So now I'm going to go and add the my auto top off. Now this is the part I did incorrectly the first time I did this, but after playing, like, well, I didn't do it incorrectly. I did it without using the sense ports, so there wasn't really a whole lot to do. But in messing around with this, I found a different way to do it and add the and be able to use the two sense ports. Now, mind you, I did not read any directions on this. I know that there's some videos out there where Carlos from Coralvue is kind of going through menus and kind of showing what you can do with the controller and the app and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I've been watching quite a few of them, but I wasn't able to get kind of get the gist of some of the stuff I wanted to try. But I mean, so I kind of had to play around to see, kind of experiment a little bit to see, find what I wanted to, how I wanted to use specifically, and I was able to actually find that. And I didn't go to their website to ask, to look for directions or anything like that. I kind of just played around with it myself, and it's actually like I'm a newbie with controllers, so I'm kind of been just doing things a little bit on the fly. But it's really easy to find out once you kind of get comfortable with playing around with stuff a little bit. So for the outputs, we're going to go ahead and click the three dots here. I'm going to click Add Output. And this is going to be my auto top off. I'm going to hit Create. And I'm going to click the type. Now, these are the various type of devices and things like that and outputs that you can add. And there's quite a few of them. Now, what I did before, I clicked ATO, and that gave me, so I can automatically use only one of the sensors. I haven't figured out how to use additional, like the low level sensor, doing it this way. So instead of doing it this way, what I did was I created what's called a generic, and then what I can do is now it's add different things in here. So the inputs I'm going to have is 2 inputs, which are the sensors. So I I slide that over to 2 and it gives me the 2 inputs. So when I click the down, these are my sensors. So I'm going to use the first one is going to be the low level top off. And I want it to be on when it's wet. And you'll see, I kind of show you why. I had this backwards when I first did this. And I can show you what happens when you do that. But so the low level top off is in the bucket. I want the plug on when that's wet. I was doing it backwards, thinking I want it off. I want to shut off. I just got to kind of reframe the way I was thinking of things. Once I did that, it makes sense. So same thing for this one. My second input is the high level sensor, and I want it to plug on when it's dry. And then this, I think this, and I have to double check, but I think this is when you say and, it makes it so you want this and that to be when it, so I want to switch that for or. I think that's the if and then statement. I have to double check with that. I will test it out in the future. But my output device is going to be my auto top off, and I believe that is in number 4. So let me double check that real quick. Yep. So, correct. It is in the power strip 4. Now power strip 1-4 means it's the first power strip I have, and in the 4th position. So that's when I select that. And it depends on, I'm not going to use active modes. So that power strip is going to be active in all these water modes. And the one I don't want it on is during water change. The normal feeding mode is fine to have it on, but when water change, if I were to click water change, it should turn off that power strip, as well as other devices I've had this checked off on. And that's when this part comes into play. Depends on, we're not going to use anything. Heat, auto doser, so we don't need any of that, so we kind of leave that as is. I'm kind of just going through to make sure, and then I click upload changes. And waiting, and boom, there we go. And there it is. So, and playing with this more, I mean, I'm a complete, sorry about that, guys, running out of space on my phone, so let me just wrap this up real quick. Just wanted to say I am a newbie when it comes to tank controllers, and so far this app's been super easy. The controller's been super easy to use. I am tech savvy, I work in IT, but I wanted something simple, and this has been perfect. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up, and if you have any questions, go ahead and hit me up in the comments below. If you guys are using controllers, let me know what you're using, or if you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. Notifications. Anyway, this is Fishy Phil. Do your research, try things out, and see what happens. Later, y'all.